Hey y'all, Austin here with the Beats Motel. Please, we have some vacancies, so come in, sit down, relax, check in, and enjoy the stationery while you're at it. So it's been a little bit since I've done some videos. It's been a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks. The reason being, it's just around the holiday time, super crazy. Uh, Although I'm going to be uploading 5 book reviews today. So if you see me wearing the same clothes, looking the same, sipping the same coffee out of the same cup, that's why. Also, go Ravens. Um, so to start off with, we're going to talk about Louis L'Amour's The Lonesome Gods. Now, starting off this book, essentially, um, it's about what's his name, Johannes Fern. So the story kind of wrap it up. The story starts off with him and his dad trying to get on a wagon train to go out west to California. They run into some trouble on the way, and you see kind of Johannes's life as he gets older, kind of becomes and turns into a young man, and kind of see everything he's been through and what he goes through, and just kind of all of that. Starting off, I want to say that let me move this out of the way. Sorry. The picture, the cover, I like the cover. Kind of wraps around here. You get Johannes there. Kind of wraps around. So I'm going to kind of cover this in 3 parts for this book. So the first part is his younger life, and then there's the part where he's kind of trying to spoil it. So starting off, first part of this book was a little bit slow for me, if I'm being honest. I did enjoy the part where they are going to California and trying to go on their way. Essentially, like I said, him and his dad are trying to go back to California, which is where his dad's from. Something happens along the way, and we go see Johannes kind of grow up and turn into this young man. The wagon train going to California, I did enjoy that for the most part. Kind of getting he I don't want to even say backstory on these characters, because there's a couple you really don't find anything out towards the end of the book, till towards the end of the book, if you will. Sorry. So it's kind of a mystery, because you kind of see the mishmash of people. You have people, obviously, you're gonna have your good guys. You're gonna have your guys that not so much. And you kind of figure that out rather quickly, who is going to be who you're going to like, or who Louis L'Amour wants you to like, who he doesn't want you to like. Like I said, this is a chunker of a book. It's around, it's around 400, over 400 pages, probably 450 pages. While I do enjoy every Louis L'Amour book I've read thus far in my life, this one, I gotta say, I don't know, it didn't click with me. I mean, I kept on reading. I've kind of started to where I'll read 2 books at once, in case I kind of start to get, I won't say bored, but I kind of start to lose interest a little bit. I'll pick up a different book, and I just found myself doing that quite often with this one. While it still is a good book, I don't know. It seemed like every twist and turn in this book that Louis L'Amour had set up for the character, he outsmarted it, which I get, and he came out on the end of it, which was good. I'm not saying that didn't always need to happen. I just kind of would have liked to seen a little bit more turmoil, if you will. I just kind of wanted to see, I don't want to say suffer, I wanted to see him overcome this a little bit better. There is a part where he is in the desert. Light spoiler, I do apologize. There is a part where he is in the desert by himself that I absolutely enjoyed. I really did. Johannes, his grandfather, wants nothing to do with him, and all this, and the grandfather, I really didn't get. I kind of think that he was kind of all over the place. At first, he really started to hate him, and then he kind of transferred over, and I don't know. This one just didn't do it for me, really. I enjoyed the book. I did. I think I gave this on a Goodreads 2 or 3 out of 5. It's still a good book. This is one, if you can find it on sale. I got this for $1.35. I thoroughly enjoyed it for that price. Again, not my favorite one, and I'm sorry I don't have a whole lot to say about this book. With it being such a chunker for Louis L'Amour, I don't know. This one, I read about 3 weeks ago, started about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's kind of, I don't know. I think that kind of sums it up. It's one of those, I liked it. Will I go back and read it again? Probably, 20, 25 years as I, kind of forget what happened in it. And that's kind of just, unfortunately, that's the issue I had with this book, is everything's just, it's not as memorable as I would want it to be with a Louis L'Amour book. Again, it's still a good book. I would recommend it if you are trying to get some Louis L'Amour books and you want a longer Louis L'Amour book. I would definitely recommend this one. I mean, he has this one. He has The Walking Drum, the Haunted Mesa, Last Slippery. I mean, just to kind of give you some pointers. This is a good one still. Again, that's kind of my review for this. I'm sorry that it's short and there's not a whole lot to say. This one just didn't do it for me. Unfortunately, to sum it up, I mean, it was okay. Nothing wrong with it. Again, it was splitting for me, and you're gonna come across that every now and then. Even nobody bats at 100%. Use sports analogy. No one bats at 100%. Unfortunately, Louis L'Amour, I would say he's doing pretty good though. I mean, out of all the books I've read of his, this one, it was good. It just not as memorable as what you would think it would be. I did enjoy, I will say as well, I did enjoy Johannes' friendship with the Indians in this book. That one, I kind of would have wanted to see more of him with that in this, just to kind of get that. I mean, you get a little bit, but not as in depth as I would have liked to see. I would have liked to have seen his relationship with the Indians. Another thing to point out, this book, it's got a little bit of a supernatural aspect to it for the most part. You kind of hear a little bit about this spiritual figure, if you will, that resides in the mountains and all this, and you do find out some stuff, and I'm gonna leave it at that, try not to spoil it. I did enjoy that thoroughly. Being a horror fan, as you can tell, I really did enjoy that aspect of this book. That was probably my favorite aspect, aside from Johannes interacting with the Indians and kind of seeing that, because it wasn't your typical Indians, if you will, that you find in most Louis L'Amour novels. So that I did enjoy that part. Again, would I recommend picking it up? Yeah. Definitely. Is it my favorite? No, it's not, unfortunately. And I would hope, being a chunk of a book by him, that it was going to be one of my favorites. It just wasn't. And again, nobody bats at 100%. Again, would I recommend picking it up? Yeah, definitely. Especially if you can find it on a deal. Highly recommend picking this book up. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I got about 4 or 5 more that I got to do today. So hopefully this one is uploaded first. If not, look forward to seeing y'all in other videos. Leave a comment below if you've read this. Tell me what y'all think. I see a whole lot of people talking about other, sci-fi, fantasy. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about westerns on YouTube. I mean, Brian Lee Durfee's the only other person I really see covering Louis L'Amour books, and I kind of think it's a shame, because I feel like these are just kind of going out of style, if you will. I mean, I read a article the other day talking about how Jeff Bridges, when he was filming True Grit, and I think whatever it was, 2011 or whatever, he talked about how he hoped that westerns were gonna come back, and it's a great genre. If you want good, clear, black and white, good and bad people, I highly recommend Louis L'Amour books, especially this one. I think that's the issue I have with this. As most Louis L'Amour novels, I can get along with the clean, the black and white, good and bad guys in the shorter books. With this, I don't know. I need to see a little bit more morally gray characters, and that's nothing on Louis L'Amour. That's just how he writes. And as a kid, if you're a kid, this is the kind of author I would recommend picking up if you're going to read westerns. I really would. Again, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.